Good morning, students. This is K.V Ramesh, Anthropology faculty, and welcome to Vimarsha IAS Academy. And everybody knows that there is ongoing violence in Manipur. So these violence or these kind of ethnic conflicts, how do you integrate in anthropology syllabus? So these issues today we will discuss. So when it comes to the paper 2, 7.3 syllabus, there is a chapter called ethnic relations. And this Northeast always provide us a good source of case studies for ethnic conflicts. So before going on to this ethnic conflicts, first of all, we should know what do you mean by ethnic group, and when and what are all the reasons for emergence of conflicts between two or more ethnic groups. What are the approaches we use to study these ethnic conflicts? And later we will went into the reasons for the present conflict, ethnic conflicts in Manipur state, those issues that we are going to discuss today. The first of all, so before colonization, you should remember one thing: every tribe or every group is sovereign, because the current whatever we are seeing that nation states were not existed. So after Britishers and post colonization time, there has been emergence of nation states in which different groups coexisting or they are surviving together. So this is the present situation which offered the sociologist and as well as social anthropologist to study in these modern nation states. So modern nation states with different background groups, with different groups cohabitating or living together. So from which these ethnic relations, ethnic conflicts they framed. So according to social anthropologist or sociology, so what do you mean by ethnic group? Means ethnic group is nothing but a cultural group. A cultural group. In that group, either all the members or some of the members shared common features. So what are all these common features? All this group might be possessing a common language, common region. For region also we can term as all the people living to a particular region. For say Naga Hills, for say Jaintia Hills, Garo Hills, that are ethnic group. Region and religion. Particular faith followers also we can call as a ethnic group. And race, in India itself recently identified 7 types of races, and endogamy, custom and beliefs are the common belief of the common descent. So these might be the features if a group strongly believed, strongly followed that kind of cultural group, generally we call as ethnic group. So all religious groups are ethnic groups, all linguistic groups are ethnic groups, all group of people following same custom, or if they believe that they descended from a common ancestor or common source of origin, that is one ethnic group. And people who born in a particular territory, that region also can be used as a ethnic identification. So these are all the ethnic group general simplest definition. So when it comes to India, you can see that all the castes, each caste is a ethnic group, each varna is a ethnic group, each religion itself is a ethnic group, and each language speaker itself is a ethnic group they constitute. Each tribe, they have their own culture, their language, their religion, they have their own territory. Each tribe, the tribe is best case study for identification of ethnic group. So if you take that religious people, they might be, if you take that Islam people, they present from north to south, east to west. So, but if you take a single tribe, they restrict for a small or a particular kind of geography. The tribes, so most of the time why we are referring ethnic conflicts in the tribal name means, so this tribe is best suited for termed as a ethnic group. And next one is regions, so like southern region, northern region, and you can see that, so here you can see that belief in common descent. All the aboriginal people, they believed that they were Dravidians, and all the people of white skin, they believed that they descended from a common Euro place and migrated in India. That they termed as, so these Aryan people, these kind of. So the races also, so Negroids as well as Mongoloids, so Aryans, Dravidians, these kind of ethnic conflicts are present in India. So these are all the basis. In India, we can identify ethnic groups. So, for say, if I ask you one question, so imposition of Hindi on southern states, is it comes under social movements or ethnic movements or ethnic conflicts? It is not the reformation movement. So it is conflict between the believers of south and believers of the north. And language variation. Everybody believed that their language is superior. This is the way. First, you should identify either an issue is a ethnic conflict related or a social movement related. Real perceived threat, that is conflicts. You can see that social identity approach. So here every individual belong to that same ethnic group have togetherness or belongingness because the remaining members in that group shared with common culture. So that culture itself bound all the members because same way of life, same way of religion, same way of festival, same language. This bound, unified together, the comradeship which comes into that internal group members who practice same culture. That is called social identity approach. So here in this approach, the people generally able to differentiate between in-group and out-group. So in-group and out-group. So all the people who practicing their own culture, they termed as in-group people and they have love, affection and togetherness. So all other people who are practicing different culture, they are termed as out-group, they are always seen as a threat for them. This is social identity approach generally employed in study of ethnic conflicts. And next one is realistic conflict theory. So when two or more groups in a nation state cohabitating, surviving, so their different dimensions emerge. So in the form of competition for existing resources, land, jobs, whatever the things, any kind of political posts and etc. The competition which goes between the members. First you can see in Sudan and somewhere else in the African continent, the competition for the existing resources, opportunities, these are all the things. So this competition and the conflicts related to the imposition of the culture. For say, here you can see that majority and minority group threats. So majority group always trying to impose their own culture on the minority or small group of people or small ethnic groups. These kind of conflicts and threat to their physical life also. So this is the way. Realistic conflict theory told us that the competition for scarce resources and the conflict of identity, protecting their identity and a threat for their physical life. These are all the another approach to study ethnic conflicts. So now you can see that when it comes to the northeast kind of ethnic conflicts, here we will employ majority of time this realistic conflict theory. The competitions, the assimilations as well as physical threat, these are all the reasons took place in ethnic conflicts of northeastern states, especially ongoing Manipur. And so how do one become member within a ethnic group? So here you can see that the birth determines that the person's membership within a ethnic group. So next one, so the membership is relatively restricted. So for suppose Kuki tribe is there. If you born in that tribe only, you would get ethnic membership of that Kuki. The tribe, one people, non-tribal became tribal, it never be allowed. Generally, ethnic groups they are strong at a boundary. Through birth only they would get. So some kind of thing. The races, you can see that. Religion, some exceptional case, through conversion, he might get change his ethnic group. But remaining cases, when it comes to the races and tribes, so this kind of languages, castes and varnas, these are all decided by the birth only. Very exceptional case, one person might be moved from one ethnic group to another ethnic group. So this is all about general information. What approaches we have to employ while studying the ethnic conflicts or ethnic relationship between the multi-ethnic societies. And now we will enter into the reasons of ongoing violence in Manipur state. So now you just observe that the map of Manipur. So this is the Impal Valley. So Impal Valley, we can say that plain area. So this is the entire remaining is hilly in nature. So here, out of this entire state, the valley region constitute only 10%. So geographically, the valley constitute 10% of land. The entire rest of the land, which is hilly in nature. So these valley, Impal Valley, inhabited by mighty people. So mighty people. So those are all classified as non-tribal people. The rest of 90% of hilly area lived by tribal groups. In Manipur there are 33 tribal, officially recognized 33 tribal groups are there. They were residing in 90% of the geography. So that is difficult in terrain. So rugged surface. So they could mostly practice this kind of horticulture kind of thing because it is not the plain area. And so when it comes to the population composition, so nearly 64% of people of Manipur state belongs to non-tribal mighty. So non-tribal mighty groups. And remaining, you can see that 36% of people only tribal people. So 36 people are tribes. And 64% of people are mighties, they are non-tribes. And you can see that, so total MLAs are 60 in Manipur assembly. So by going this dominance of population of mighties, they are always securing 40 seats in Manipur assembly. So this is the ethnic composition of Manipur we are discussing. So this means majority of these mighties, they are believer of either Hindu religion or Muslim. So here the religion is always seen as a criteria to identify tribe and non-tribe, because most of the people are worshipper of Hindu or Vedic culture. They should not be considered as a tribe. So this is ethnic conflict. So here 90% of territory belongs to tribal area. Here only 35% of tribal people are living. So out of this 60 MLAs, 40 MLAs are coming from mighties, and here you can see that only 20 MLAs are coming from rest of 33 recognized tribes. So that means the entire assembly, the economic resources, so whatever the opportunities, everything is held by this non-tribal mighty people. So this is the real conflict approach. Why we should employ real conflict approach means all the resources, when it comes to the demographic competition, educational competition, or whatever the electoral competition, everything is in the favor of mighties only. So now you can see that these 33 recognized tribes are either we can call as any Naga tribe and any Kuki tribes. So these tribal people are mostly professors of these Christian religion. So religion wise, mighties are Hindus and Muslims, tribal people are Christians. So now the real conflicts, whatever the threats they perceived each other, that we will see their arguments. So what mighties are arguing to seek ST status for them? So mighties, they are always saying that before formation of Manipur state, they were enjoyed ST status. Before merger of the state, they had that the status of tribe. So they want to renew that status for them. That is their first argument. Second one is this ST status very much is required for them to preserve their culture, to preserve their ancestral lands. You know that hilly area councils, scheduled area council, there the land is not allowed for other people. Their customs are protected. That means if they got the ST status, so they would get legal rights to protect their language, to protect their land, to protect their other economic resources. Thereby outsiders could not be allowed to stay in that Impal Valley. So that is their intention, to preserve their ancestral land and to preserve their traditions, to preserve their culture and languages. That means the ST status prevent settlement of non-mighty people in the Impal Valley. For that reason, they shout to get ST status for them. So this is they are demanding since 2012. And now when it comes to these constitutional safeguards, so which protect against the outsiders to settle here, and if these people have no ST status, so what would happen? You can see that. So these mighties were prevented to settle in the hilly areas. Here you can see that these mighty people were restricted to go into the hilly areas to settle. They were restricted to purchase land in the hilly areas. But because this land is not the tribal land, so there is no protection for this land. So these tribal people and non-Manipur citizens, everybody first they are eyeing on settling in this Impal Valley. So thereby outsiders influx increasing in this Impal Valley. So now we can see that, so what they are saying that these constitutional safeguard of ST stag prevent that outsiders to settle, or these non-tribal people who are belongs to hilly area, they could be restricted to not purchase the land in Impal Valley, otherwise that Impal Valley becoming shrinking. So these are all the arguments, these are all the reasons, these are all the real threats pursued by mighty people, the mighty, so Hindu people or Muslim people. So next we will see that what are all the arguments of these Naga group of tribes as well as Kuki group of tribes. So here they are saying that, so what kind of opportunities, what kind of threats these tribal groups seen against that mighties tribe. Here you can see that the mighties are 64% of population, 40 MLAs, they were educationally forward, politically forward, socially forward, and if they included into the ST status, they would lose the jobs, they would lose the seats in educational institutions. So everything will be goes to the mightiest tribe only. So this is the real threat they are perceiving. And next one is, so if they got the ST status, now they could expand from Impal Valley to all over the state to purchase land by using that ST tag. So that's why they don't want give ST status for mightiest tribe, mightiest group. So allow them to acquire land in the hills and push the tribals further corner. And next one is, you can see that all tribal students unions of Manipur, they pointed out that to preserve their language, already mightiest language which was included inside the constitution 8th schedule, there is no endangerment for their language. So they are always arguing that they wanted to preserve their language, but already it is under constitution. The special kind of benefits, the special kind of funds are sanctioned to preserve that language by central government. There is no need or point to be saying that their culture, their language to be preserved. And next one is these people, these Metis people already included in various sections of reserved categories such as so SCs, OBCs and EWS. So here they are already enjoying benefits. So why should they come into the ST conflict? So that is the tribal groups put forwarded. And another one is that so these demand of ST for Metis, it is divert the other demands which raised by this Kuki as well as Naga groups. To thwart this kind of demands raised by the Kukis and Nagas related to the other issues, they brought conflict between these tribes and non-tribal Metis. So these are all the realistic conflict approach. They see each one as enemy. They are encroaching their own resources. This is the way ethnic conflicts broke out. That is the reason for current situation in Manipur. And when it comes to the, so this is not the story. The ethnic conflicts in Manipur took in another turn in earlier days. So Kuki Nagas ethnic conflict. So here the tribal people, they called as Kuki group and Naga group. So they are living their lands since immemorial time. And here the Nagas, the conflict broke out between these ethnic groups in 1992 and 93. And so this conflict arose for the claim on community land. So the Kukis are saying that so that land belongs to their ancestral. But these Nagas are claiming that that land belongs to these Naga people. So they want to be greater Nagalim. So they want to be that land to be integrated in greater Nagalim. So state which is they are demanding since many decades for a separate state for all Naga people residing in different states. The precious land that led to the ethnic conflicts between Kuki as well as Naga group also. And it was again surfaced in 2017 and 19. So when Kuki's war centenary celebrations in 1917 to 1919, the Kukis were rebelled against the Britishers for forceful hiring of their labor into First World War. To celebrate that victory of war in 2017 and 19 for 100 years celebration. So they tried to lay a memory stone, that centenary celebration stone that was opposed by these Naga people. They claimed that that land belongs to them. So this is the Manipur offering us a great case study of how ethnic conflicts emerge. So how to be studied all these things. So this is for all today. So tomorrow I will come with another topic. Thank you very much. So you should join our Telegram channel as well as you can also subscribe our YouTube channel to get latest issues, how anthropological perspective included for that latest issues. Thank you very much.